Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. So this is a clip from a previously recorded video. This is a much shorter clip of it. But as always, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. And I'm invested in closing companies. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And let's get into the clip. So Cipher is going to be a little bit quicker here. They didn't provide that much information, but Cipher Mining announced the September 2023 operational update. Here's what we have for them. BTC mined 416, power sales equivalent BTC. So this is what they would get for selling power. BTC sold was 382, BTC held was 553, so that is also improving. In their month-end operating hash rate was 7.2 exahash, which is nice to see as well. That has increased quite nicely from almost, I think, 400 some petahash, I think. We'll take a look at it nonetheless. We are delighted to announce that we have completed the final phase of the build-out of the Odessa facility and achieved our goal for Q3 of 7.2 exahash of Bitcoin mining capacity across our portfolio. So that is great news there, and here's a picture of it, and let me see here. They talk about the increase. We pretty much covered all that up top. Let's just take a look at the numbers that I do have for them. We'll talk about Bitcoin a little bit here as well. So Cipher has 254 million shares outstanding, pretty close to, I think it's pretty close to what Bitfarm has. Yeah, I mean, they're really close there to each other. Stock price is at $2.54. They are market cap at 647 million. So you can see the big difference here, or the disparity in the pricing for each one. They have 281 million market cap, and they only have 6.1. Obviously, Sphere has a little bit more, 1 exahash more, but that's still a huge difference between the two, nonetheless. Market cap, like I said, 647 million. You can see their performance here over the last 12 weeks hasn't been great. Like a lot of the miners haven't been great. They're down 52% from 12 weeks ago, 36% from 8 weeks ago, and 22% from 4 weeks ago. And then last week, they were down another 4.51%. The current hash rate is at 6.247. Their future hash rate is supposed to be 7.357. And let's see, which one am I using here? The number on it, I just want to make sure I get that right. And I probably should be using a hash rate. Let's see here. I want to make sure I get this right, because they're supposed to be at 7.2. And which one am I using here? I'm using that one, and that one is being used where? Okay, so we're using the actual numbers that they have for them for mining. For Odessa, right? Elbarez Bear and Chief is a joint venture where they have 49% stake in it. So they do have 49% miners in there. And that's how we're calculating the total numbers here to get to 7.2, or I'm taking the 49% of what they have in Elbarez, Bear and Chief, and adding it to the Odessa facility. Okay, so that's kind of how that's working out. And the reason I'm doing that is because, oh, now it updated to 7.2. What? Okay, well, that is strange. That was a little glitch in the software, I guess. Let's see here. Oh, because I clicked on it. It should be over here. Okay, the reason I'm doing this is because they don't report the number of BTC mined at the other facility that they have joint venture with. It's not being reported on the financial statement as well. That's going as an asset, not as a revenue. Okay, so that's the reason for it. Total hash rate here is 7.2, so that works out. All right, so we have that information there. All right, let's go back up top. BTC HODL position 553 Bitcoin, valued at 15.4 million for them. Their BTC production here has been kind of up and down as well for pretty much the last 6 months or so. You can see that their average Bitcoin is at 309. They're at 416, so that's good. But they also had when they were starting out last year, they were very low on their hash rate, hash rate and BTC production. And so then the huge increase that we've seen here recently is obviously helping them be above that, so that's good there. You can see the BTC HODL value, hash rate left, BTC HODL, BTC sold, and then BTC generated for the month of September. Then you get their month-over-month difference, BTC mined. You can see here that they had a pretty dramatic drop here in June, which like I said before, was based on the network transaction fees adding a lot to the miners. So that definitely helped them out. But overall, they have been increasing for the most part, which is good to see as well. BTC HODL has been growing here as well. Dipped a little bit here in May to 407, but it's been going up. BTC per exahash efficiency has come down. It was actually pretty low for some of the miners. They did curtail quite a bit here in the summer months, and that seems to be getting better for them here in September. BTC sold, this is how much they've been selling. A lot of times they were actually selling more than they made. If we look at the production here to this, you can see that some of these months they were selling actually more than what they generated. Okay, Hash rate and revenue. Hash rate has been increasing nicely here. We started tracking them right around December, and that's been going up here nicely. They stalled a little bit in the last 2 months, but they got a nice bump here in September, which is nice. And then the revenue has also increased quite nicely here, and it was kind of up and down here the last couple of months, but it's still down from the peak of May, which, like I said, was the network transaction fees. Hash rate difference from month to month. You can see that they installed a lot in December, January, February. March was a good month, and then they had a little bit of a lull here, and then back up in June. And then nice update here in September as well, almost 400 petahash increase. Their last 4 quarters revenue, it looks like they might be able to break the Q2 revenue by maybe, what is that going to be, 200,000 or so, depending on where things come in at, but that's kind of where I have them at right now. Operating costs have also been increasing here, which isn't good to see. We definitely need to get those down. And custom mined 1 Bitcoin, still pretty good, 12.6. Bitcoin mined quarterly has been increasing, which is good to see. Debt to equity is pretty good. Current ratio has come down definitely, but still not too bad. They have current assets of 42 million, and then total liabilities of 38.7 million, which is good there. They have enough to basically cover their current debt. Okay, we'll get back to these numbers over here. Institutions and analyst ratings, that did increase a little bit here to 125. And shares increased as well to 18.5 million from 18.3. Percentage owned increased to 7.4 from 7.3. We now also have 3 strong buy ratings for them, 3 buy ratings. So that's an increase to what we had previously, but the price targets are a little bit higher for the average at least. The highest stayed the same at 6. The average went up to 525 from 510, and the low is still at $4.50. And we'll take a look at my numbers here in a second. But here's what we have for them as far as what they installed in the month of September. Looks like they installed about 3,575 of these 110 terahash miners. They got them mining for about 21.95 days. The rest of the miners were operating for about 30 days. Based on the numbers here, to get to a total of, where is it? I believe it was 10,943, or was it? Hold on. I gotta look at my numbers here because they got the 2 different facilities. 10,943. Okay, so that got us to the 10,943 here for Odessa. Like I said, Elborus, Bear, and Chief are joint venture. They don't report that, so that's kind of what we're going by. And then when we look at their efficiency on the miners, they do have some of the older miners here as well, the 88 terahash miners that are bringing them way down here to their efficiency at 30.07 joules per terahash. So they're pretty close to that 30 or below it. And I think, let me see, make sure that we're calculating all the miners that are left here. They might be just under that if we include these latest ones here that I did swap out a little bit. Okay, so that actually brought them up to 30.73 here based on all this. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So they do need to swap out some of these older miners potentially and get some newer ones in there in that place. And they have, let me see how many miners is that. That is approximately 8,200 miners. That's close to, depending on what miners they get, that's basically another, swap these out, you're adding another maybe 200 petahash or not more. Right? No, what is that going to be? That's going to be close to 300 petahash. Maybe you're going to get to about 1 exahash if you swap them out for the more efficient miners. Something like that. So that would be a good improvement there as well. And it definitely dropped their joules per terahash efficiency as well. All right. So that's it for that. If we look at my estimates here, using the last 3 quarters and the current quarter that we're in, we're looking at about 87.5 million total, 50% net income from that with a P of 20. We're looking at $3.44 to $5.15. They're currently at $2.54. I think they're undervalued. If we look forward, again, using the last numbers that we do have here for September, multiplying that times 6 months before the halving event at 100%, and then 50% the next 6 months after that, we get them to $3.87 to $5.80. So that's good news. That's actually an increase there, which is nice. And it's kind of in line with, on the higher end, pretty close to where the analysts have them at $6. And on the low end, we're a little bit lower than that, but this is kind of where I'm looking for them going forward if you look future estimates. But it also depends on where Bitcoin price goes. Bitcoin goes up, their revenue each month is going to increase instead of what it is for September. You got to take that into account. So these are very conservative numbers for Cipher right now. Okay, I think that is it that we wanted to cover here as far as the miners are concerned. I don't think there's anything else. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys buying them? Are you guys currently holding them? What do you guys plan on doing going forward as we get closer to the halving event? And then after the halving event as well. Let me know down in the comments below. And if there's any questions you guys have, shoot those comments down into the comments as well.